What makes Uber Uber? Masterminds of Uber, founded by Travis Kalanick and Garrett Camp. It started as a small idea, but later on, like the next year, they were in a taxi together and they decided that they could probably do it better than the taxi company. So then they decided to go full commitment. Why use Uber? First of all, comfortability riding with Uber. The rider is able to develop a personal connection with the driver as far as all the information that they're getting. Also, the customer service that the rider is receiving. Uber encourages full trust between the driver and the rider. The rider will receive a license plate number, also the exact location that the driver will be, and a phone number for easy access so that they can figure out a location for pickup. Uber could improve the auto industry as a whole. So the non-professional drivers, so everyday citizen like me, I'm just driving to school. So if something goes wrong with my car, I don't have to worry about fixing it right away if it's not a big deal. But an Uber driver, their car is their job. So keeping up with their car is a main day-to-day thing. So if something goes wrong, they need to get it fixed, or if they need a new vehicle, they're gonna go get a new vehicle because that's their job. So it's really improves the economy of that industry. How is Uber special? Uber is reinventing the taxi cab industry. They're doing that by fixing the structure and the culture, also making a more reputable company and ideal by providing clean rides pretty much all the time, and also by getting different forms of payments. And it's also making it so you can't rob an Uber driver because most everything is electronic. And up-to-date technology and improving quality of life. Services, so that's basically just services that make life easier for the customer. So when they're gonna be there, including a GPS on the phone so you know when they're gonna arrive at the location. Uber is not only benefiting customers, but their drivers too, by creating jobs for one, and also limo services in big cities.
How has their business evolved over the years? Uber started out in 2009 and served as a personal limo service for the founders and their friends in San Francisco. Uber finally launched in 2010, and in 5 years it became likely the fastest growing startup in history. Uber was the first company since Google with the service so popular that its name is in regular use as a noun and a verb. They have more than 1 million active drivers and operating in 330 cities with a valuation of $51 billion. They have spawned an entire category of business known as the one-tap economy because of the Uber app. And Uber has become a global brand, an economic force, and a cultural lightning rod. Uber's challenges. They issued cease and desist letter as Uber Cab. Drivers started behaving inappropriately, and regulations of taxi industries because they aren't the same as the taxis. Uber was called the most ethically challenged company in Silicon Valley, and because they were going to other countries and recruiting drivers from other companies, like taking their workers. Co-founder Travis Kalanick caused company nonstop controversies and challenges because of lawsuits dealing with inappropriate behavior from the drivers and unethical business strategies.
Uber has had to overcome a lot of challenges. One of the biggest challenges right when they began the company was their name was Uber Cab, and the city of San Francisco filed a lawsuit against them stating that they did not meet the regulations for the taxi industry. So what they did was quickly change their name from Uber Cab to Uber, stating that they were not in the taxi industry, rather they were just a technology that connected a customer to a driver as sort of a middleman. They've had to have changes in leadership to overcome a lot of problems. They've had, as Hannah was saying, about nonstop controversies with different things and that have arisen from from driver drivers misbehaving or acting out in unethical ways, I guess you would say. They're constantly focused on moving forward and adapting to the culture. The experience of the customer has been one of their biggest things, and their passion has really and drive forward has helped them to overcome a lot of these things. So next, we're going to talk about the growth in the future. This is pretty crazy because they're talking about expanding to other countries, like they've already started to expand to China and India. And this could be huge because whereas America has 9 metropolitan areas that have over 5 million residents, China has 80. So that's exponentially bigger and provides a huge market for Uber to move into those areas. The driverless cars are a huge point because the cost of an Uber, when you're having to pay the driver to drive the car versus when you don't have to pay the driver to drive the car and it's just the driver, it's just the car driving, the cost for an Uber would go down significantly, and the cost for the company would also decrease as well. So that's a pretty significant change that they're looking to develop in the future. Also, they have something called Uber Pool. Uber Pool is a thing that allows customers that are going the same way, that are going in the same direction or the same destination, to drive in the same Uber and be able to get there at a cheaper price due to them all splitting the costs. And now I'm going to go to the next slide. Takeaways from these from Uber and the overall entrepreneurs that started Uber is that Kalanick and Camp were persistent and passionate about their ideas, which is a common denominator in any entrepreneur that does something great. I believe that they showed a lot of resilience in the way that they pursued their idea, and they didn't give up even when challenges arose or when they had problems. They always just found a way to solve it and moved forward. They constantly changed and adapted to the things that they had to, like the regulations and all of the obstacles that came up. And they're constantly focused on improvement, just when it would be great to stop when they started making millions, but now they're focused on expanding it to even bigger and more people making more money, and it's pretty exciting to see where Uber is going to go in the future.